Today is March 6th, 2021, and I will be interviewing my grandpa, who we call Gidu. So, let's see. My first question for you is, what is your earliest memory? What is like your first memory?
First
had?
memory?
Yeah, like your first memory that you remember.
Oh, yeah, my earliest memory was in Egypt. I remember my apartment in Egypt and the details of the house. And I had two sisters and one brother, and we were all growing in the same house. I remember, of course, my mother. My father died when I was in high school.
Oh,
So I don't
sorry about
remember
that.
much, but that's my earliest memory.
Was there anything generally different just about all of Egypt?
Yeah, most of the Egypt is apartment buildings. It is not. There are some areas with houses, but the area I lived in was all apartment buildings. So we were in the second floor. There are buses and tramways close by. Most of the time you use the bus or the tramway. Cars are difficult to park with the apartment buildings. It is more crowded areas.
Yeah, so what was your family like? So you said you have brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
So what, yeah, I guess,
that is the main family. Three sisters and one brother. The only living one now is my sister, who's a doctor too. She goes between Egypt. Her daughter is a doctor in Egypt, and between her son in New York, who is a cardiologist in New York. This is the only one still living. I am the younger of all my sisters and brothers.
did you get along with them like growing up?
Oh yeah, we are all very tight family together.
What were your parents like? Were they like strict? Or were they just kind of relaxed?
Everybody was just a regular family, always taking care of each other. They love each other, always.
What are today or were your hobbies? What did you like doing in your free time?
And now is the tennis and traveling now. When I was growing was ping pong.
You played tennis?
Yeah, I played tennis lately when I came to United States.
What activities did you like doing with your friends and your family?
Most of the family there, they visit each other and they are close by. So we would walk from our house to my sister's house or nephews and uncles close by. We walk and visit each other. We didn't have to call or make appointment. We just walk and go and knock at the door and go. It is a different kind of situation, we're very close together, big differences.
Do you have any like particular stories about Egypt or like growing up, like anything, I don't know, any events that happened?
Nothing special. I remember my high school. I would walk most of the time to the high school, and when I started playing ping pong, we would get some of the benches, we put it together and play ping pong on it. Because I was not good enough for the team at that time yet. In college, I started playing as one of the team of the college, but not before that.
So it was kind of like competitive
We
ping pong.
competitive all that in college, yeah. Became in the main one and even the best one in the team, and
Did you do any other sports?
of course now it's tennis, swimming. And I teach it myself, the swimming. I had no instructor, no nothing. I just teach it.
Really?
bicycle. Again,
Yeah.
teaching myself how to ride a bicycle.
Did you take vacations in Egypt? What were they like? Did you see cool things like there's the pyramids and stuff?
Every year, usually we go about a month from Cairo to Alexandria, and our favorite suburb of Alexandria is called Abu Qir. Half fishing, half tourist city, so what fun.
Did you live in Cairo? That's where you
Yeah,
grew up?
that's where I was born, and I lived in Cairo most of the time till I became a doctor. Then I was appointed in Abu Qir, which was the favorite for vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, so what was school like? Was it more like a public versus
Yeah,
private
it
school?
is. All my school was a public school. Yeah, all the accounting you do it manually. No, nothing to count on. Everything is manual.
Like when you were a kid, would you rather have had phones and been able to just connect, or would you rather have just kind of been able to connect in person?
It was a simpler life, makes people connect to each other more than here. Everybody's looking at his phone in his hand and not looking at anybody else and talking.
Yeah, yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot different nowadays.
Now
Yeah.
it's different, yeah.
So you were Coptic, right? Or you are Coptic.
Yeah, I am
So,
Coptic.
but was there anything different about being Coptic in Egypt?
Yeah, Coptic is regular Christian, just follow the tradition as is without too much changes. For example, the Catholic priest now, when he pray, he looks at the people. Coptic looks at the altar. When you are putting the cross sign, you are going from left to right. The priest is going from left to right, but the people go from right to left in the Catholic because he's looking at them. Some changes happened in the Catholic that Coptic keeps the tradition a little more. There are very detailed religious changes. I don't think it makes the difference, that when Jesus wasn't the Christ, he never lost his being a God. Catholic says it departed from him being a God for that moment or something. Minor differences. We all believe in Jesus and God. All these minor details make no difference.
What did your parents do for a living?
Yeah, my father was accountant in the government. Yeah, we were not rich. We were just basic people. It was a little difficult economically. My mother was just a housewife. So that's how we grow up.
What was like, I guess if you could think about it with classes, like what was your class level in Egypt?
Low middle.
Low?
Low middle.
Low middle.
Low middle.
What did you eat in Egypt? Was the food different?
Of course, there is always the feta cheese, always the grape leaves, always something called molokhia. That's not here. It's like a green soup.
Did you like the food in Egypt? Like
Of
compared
course,
to
it's
here?
beautiful, and we still try
Yeah.
to cook it here. It's beautiful food.
Have you gone back and visited Egypt?
I went a lot till about, 12, 13 years ago when the last revolution happened, and for a while there was the Muslim Brotherhood took the power. At that time it was not stable, not very nice at all. Now it is a lot stable, a lot better, but you don't know for how long or what will happen. So we sort didn't go there for a while now. It used to be a very beautiful country, very beautiful. You won't imagine how nice and how peaceful. No killing, no bad thing. If somebody steals something or do anything wrong, the whole street will be catching him and punishing him. That nobody can do anything bad. Now, with the high increase in population, and with the time when the Muslim Brotherhood took over, there were all kinds of crimes, all kinds of bad stuff happened. And with the crowding, became dirtier. So it is not easy to live there anymore.
Do you still have any family there?
Yeah, I have some cousins there, but since my mother and brother and a couple sisters died, I have only one sister that comes to New York, between halfway in New York, halfway in Egypt, and her daughter is still in Egypt.
Well, that's nice that you get to still see her. What year did you come to America?
1970, February 1970. So I lived in America much more than I lived in Egypt.
What made you want to come to America?
It happened by chance. I was living in Abu Qir, which is a one-side suburb of Alexandria, and I changed work to a hospital called Karmuz on the other side of Alexandria. So I had my car and I was going to work every day. So I passed by a friend in between in Alexandria. One of the days I'm passing by him, he said, let us go to the airport. One of our friends is immigrating to United States. I said, what is immigration? I have no idea. What is that? He said, oh, I have some papers. If you like, when coming back, we can sit and fill it. So I said, okay. Coming back, we sat in his house, started filling papers for immigration and papers to get the ECFMG, who is to be a doctor in the United States. So we filled it, and I forgot about it. A year or something later, I got letters that I am accepted, and I should go to the embassy, do this and that, and these papers to be done. And so I started doing it, and it happened.
Do you have any motivation before then to want
we
to come?
always hear about United States is good and great and free and all that stuff. So it was, a good motivation when it came to come.
What was going through your head as you were traveling to America? Was it kind of like a overwhelming?
Yeah, the worst, we were thinking that United States is so cold, especially the area we are going to. So I went and bought some wool underwear and a few coats. We came with all kinds of unusual stuff and books in my hand and all that while traveling. When I came here, I didn't need all that. But that's the way I had the thinking of, will be very cold, very bad, can't live there.
Was it difficult being in America at first? Do you have any specific stories?
Oh, yeah. I had with me a contract with the hospital, St. Joseph Mercy on the Boulevard, which does not exist now. I had a signed contract from there, which I didn't sign. So coming, I stopped by Boston. I had a friend there. I stayed there for a week. I went to a hospital there. Will you take me? They said, yes, sign here, we take you. So I signed, then I told them I need some quarter to live. So they said, all the quarters are filled now. There is one in a basement in one room. So I went, I didn't like it. So I told them, can you let me go? So they said, okay, we'll let you go. So I left them and came to Detroit. And the hospital in Detroit sent a driver with a car, and that got me from the airport to the hospital. And that's St. Joseph Mercy, but it was in a bad area. They told me there is apartment across the street in the downtown, which I thought downtown is the best area of the city, but it's not. So when there, it is a dim, bad kind of apartment. And first week I wanted to find a barber to cut my hair, so I took my son Ihab, and we were walking in the back streets to find a barber shop, and I got mugged. Somebody came and told me, give me all your money. So I was lucky. I had all the money I came with was in my pocket, but I had some rolls, all the ones together, the fives together, the tens together. So and I know their arrangement, so I picked up the ones, I gave it to him, and he told me, and your wallet. I didn't know what is wallet. So he told me, in your back pocket. I went and gave him my wallet, was empty, it doesn't have any money. So he gave it back to me and started walking. He had a kid, 13, 14-year-old, with him with a stick. And they walked. I was looking back. He told me, don't look back, keep walking.
Wow.
So I went back home. I called the cops. Cops came, and then every day the cops were calling me, did you see him again? So I had to change my phone to get rid of the cops. They kept bothering me.
Yeah, did you have any other situations like that?
No, after that, I had some night duty in the hospital, and my wife was afraid to live in the apartment when I'm off duty, so she had to come and sleep in the hospital till she applied for, till her result of the ACFMG came, and she was appointed also. So I went within, right away to San John. I told him, the program director, will you take me? He said, okay, come tomorrow. So I went to San Joseph. The administrator was a sister. I told her, will you release me? She said, okay. And I told her the situation, so she released me. And both me and my wife started working in San John as residents there.
What was going through your mind sort of after those situations? Like, what were you thinking about?
Yeah, I was hoping to go back to Egypt right away, but I didn't have enough money for the ticket. And that is the reason I didn't go back. But I am glad now that I didn't, Now I know where is the good areas, where is the bad areas, and you be careful.
As a kid, did you have a dream job other than being a doctor, like like I want to be an astronaut or something like that?
Well, there was no astronauts at that time. I think always I had in my mind to be a doctor, so that's
So you're an OBGYN, right?
right.
So what made you want to become an OBGYN?
For a long time, I thought it is a nice profession and all that. But in Egypt, to be a OBGYN, you have to have the board of surgery first to be a sub-specialty in OBGYN. So I had my diploma in surgery in Egypt. So as a surgeon, and I worked in Egypt as a surgeon. Then I came to United States for residency of OBGYN.
So you did like all the medical school and everything in Egypt, and then you
On
came
the medical
here.
school, on the postgraduate to be a diploma in general surgery.
How did you meet Tata?
Yeah, that's in Egypt. I was working in, we call it Carmuz Hospital on the other side of Alexandria. And when we finish the work, all the doctors come to the pharmacy, sit with the pharmacist, who is a lady pharmacist. We all sit there and talk and all that. So she told me she knows a good family with nice lady and all that. I think she will be great for you. So I went there. She was, I think, finishing medical school. So I saw her from far away. Then I started saying, okay, I went to the father, and then we started arranging and got married.
What is your proudest accomplishment in life?
Proudest? I think being a doctor, helping people.
Yeah.
That's the main part. And all my life, I look at being a doctor as service. Now it is a business to make money. This is not the object. It should have been always a service. And now even they name it, not doctor, they name it, I don't know, whatever now. It's now it's a business. I don't think that is right.
How did you like being a parent and having a family?
Yeah, I love it. I always feel great with all my kids and grandkids because I love them a lot.
Where do you think technology and humanity overall are headed in the next 100 years?
It is difficult to tell, of course, the crowding of the world will make people fight and have problems and all that because it is crowding to a big degree that the resources of the world at one time will not be enough. It is happening in some countries and probably will happen all over. That crowding is a problem. Of course, in front of that, more and more diseases are happening and people die from weird stuff that never existed before, kinds of unusual viruses, and now the atomic bombs and all that. Who knows what will destroy the world one time.
What do you think is the key to living a happy, successful life?
Yeah, I liked my life. I think it was successful. I think it's happy, and I always thank God for that.
What generally in life makes you happiest?
To see everybody happy around me. That's me.
So I know you like to travel. Where's your favorite place to travel?
Europe is great. Most of the places in Europe is good. The Caribbean is great. And of course, Florida is good too.
For me, I'm always kind of a little scared, a little afraid of the future and like, what's gonna happen to me in the future? Where am I gonna go? Were you scared when you
No,
were a
the
kid?
best is to live the days as it come. You don't look much to the future except for your own future. They build it up for yourself. You have to work for that, but to be afraid of what the people will do or what the world will do or what the country will do, that's not your business. Leave it happen, whatever they want to do, good enough for you.
I'm 15 years old. So if you could go back and talk to your 15-year-old self, what would you tell him?
Do exactly what I did.
What final piece of advice would you give to the younger people in the modern world like myself?
Is to build their future. Important to build their future. This future doesn't come to you. You have to work for it. If you don't work for it, it will not be good. You will suffer later. If you don't build your future, you are suffering. And it is not easy after that.
That's pretty much all the questions I have.
Thank
Do you
you.
have anything else you want to say?
Oh, thank
Anything?
you. I love
No?
you. That's it.
I love you too,
All
Gabe.
right.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Hug.
Oh,
I really
become angry.
appreciate you doing
Become-
that.